GCSE French listening tips on how to get better and improve your confidence and your marks. Often students come to me as a qualified French teacher and ask me, Sabina, how can I practically improve my GCSE French listening marks and develop my confidence? In this video, I'm going to share my top tips, 8 in fact, on what you can do before the exam and what you can do during the GCSE French exam. The first tip that I would absolutely recommend for GCSE French listening exams is to improve your vocabulary. If you've got a year, if you've got 6 months, if you've got 6 days, 6 hours, that is where I would recommend that you start. How can you go about doing this? Well, if you've got a good amount of time, then take the GCSE French specification for your exam board and look for the vocab lists. If you're doing foundation, focus on the foundation list. If you're doing higher, focus on the foundation first and then have a look at higher. Have a look at Quizlet or Anki, add the vocab to those apps. And I recommend learning about 10 to 15 a day. Use the different learning methods. If you haven't got too much time, I would say focus on false friends. So they're words that look the same in English and French, but have a different meaning in French. For example, journée. It doesn't mean journey, it means day. So learn those. I do have a video that you can access afterwards. I'll link it above and also below. If you don't have too much time, I also suggest learning the numbers or revising the numbers because they can be a bit tricky in French and they may come up in your GCSE French listening exam. Tip number 2 is to listen to lots of different French input. So you can watch TV, listen to radio, watch films, series, listen to music, podcasts, or watch some YouTube videos. But the point is here to listen to different French accents, to listen to different French speeds, but don't just do it passively. You have to do something whilst you're listening. I'll link a video above on activities that you can do to improve your listening skills and to undertake whilst you're actually listening. These are also some GCSE French specific sites, maybe slightly higher in places. Ones that I would definitely recommend. BBC Bitesize is really good for higher and foundation. I'd recommend Illini for higher. Lyrics training if you're interested in music. Do have a link to a playlist above, which I would recommend if you are looking for topic-based listening practice. How much time should you spend on it? Obviously, it depends on how much time you've got before your exams. If you can, try and commit about 10 minutes every day or 3 times a week. Alternatively, just try and listen to as much as you can, but don't just listen passively. Make sure you're doing an activity. The link above and below will help with that. Definitely do past GCSE French listening papers. Do the exam board that you're studying, absolutely fine. If you run out of those, there are other exam boards that you could try. Once you've done all of these past papers, make sure that you are checking your answers, giving yourself a mark, seeing where you've gone wrong, seeing where you've gone right. And then analyze the mistakes that you've made. Also, make sure that you check the transcripts because that will allow you to see any of the vocabulary that you're missing and see where else you potentially going wrong. In your GCSE French listening papers, there are words that tend to confuse people or vocab that distract students from the correct answer. If you don't know these words, please do go away and learn them and listen out for them in the questions that come up. So that is all stuff that you can do before the GCSE French listening exams to help you improve your confidence and boost your grades. The next tips are what you can do and undertake during the listening exams, again, to improve your confidence and gain a few extra marks. Most GCSE French exam boards give you 5 minutes reading time in your listening exams. Use the time, don't sit there twiddling your thumbs. I don't recommend starting at the beginning of the exam paper. I recommend that you go straight to the back because the harder questions are normally at the back. What should you be doing in that 5 minutes? Well, reading the questions, make sure you understand the information that you're required to give. If any question requires more than 1 mark, circle it, highlight it. Avoid losing marks by answering in the wrong language. If the question's in English, answer in English. If the question is in French, then answer in French. The exam board will not give you the marks, even if the answer is right, if it's written in the wrong language. Most exam boards, AQA, Edexcel, WGEC, Educast, they will allow you to listen to the questions or the answers twice. On the first listen, I wouldn't try to listen out for the exact answer. Get a general gist of what's going on, and if you want to make quick notes as you're listening, do that. On the second listen, finalize the answer, and anything that you're not sure about, take a best guess. Don't leave anything blank. There's a potential you get the answer right if you put something in. Tenses are something in the GCSE French listening exam that they are testing you on. So when you are listening, do think about the tenses that are being used to help you to finalise your answer. And there you have it, 8 must-use tips before your GCSE French listening exams and during to help you improve your grades and boost your confidence.